Hello everyone. Today is the 3rd of June 2023 and we are gathered here for the 84th session on mindfulness for beginners. And today in our session we have Venerable Rohini Manio joining us from Christchurch in New Zealand to guide and provide insight on mindfulness practice. On behalf of all of us, I would like to welcome Venerable Manio with much respect to today's session. And I would also like to welcome all of you who are joining through the Zoom session, and also those of you who are joining the session from the live stream over the Satipasala Foundation's webpage, Facebook page. So our session will continue starting with in-session mindfulness practice. And then we will move on to the talk on mindfulness, and then we will move on to the question and answer session where reports or practice reports from practices done will be presented to Venerable Manio, and those will be read out and Manio will advise us. After that, we will conclude the session. So to start off things, I would like to invite Sonali to commence the initial practice on the drawing, and I will send you the link to that, and I will briefly maybe share the video on this. I will share the screen for the video. After that, Sonali will continue with the activity. So this is the activity, you can see it. Okay, so that is the activity we will follow today. And Sonali, will you be able to show your screen? Yes, I think. Okay, so this is a training activity for increasing mindfulness when you're facing, any difficulty as such in life. So we will just follow what Sonali is doing and follow it mindfully. So you can do it in your own time later. Sonali, you can take over. If it is possible for you to get a piece of paper and a color pen like this, you can start this exercise from your end as well.
Completed now.
All right. Thank you so much, Sonali. Can you say any words about how you felt and what mindfulness aspects you observed on this during this task? Just roughly.
Yes. So at the beginning, I had to really concentrate on what I'm doing because I was almost coloring the wrong box or the wrong pattern. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. But then after a while, I got into a rhythm of it and I was just doing it, and very little thoughts bothered me because I needed some level of concentration on it for it. The only thing that I thought was, oh, can people see me, and kind of adjusted myself. Other than that, I just zoned into it and I just kept going. Towards the end, I felt my hand was aching a little bit,
Okay.
But other than that, I just completely got lost in that.
Okay, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing those experiences. Yeah. All right. And I think, much merits to you, Sonali, for the effort put in. Next, we will move on to. So I think for all those who are gathered here, these kind of exercises may seem simple, but they have a profound effect over time. So we will next move on to the talk on mindfulness from Venerable Manu, and I would like to invite Venerable Manu with much respect on behalf of all of us gathered in Zoom and through the live stream to commence the talk on mindfulness based on the principle of Wu Wei as our second session on Wu Wei. Over to Venerable Manu. Much merit.
Thank you, Namantha. Hello, everyone. For the talk, we have today as a topic Wu Wei. So, Wu Wei. Wu Wei, when definitions, when we see or when we talk about Wu Wei, there are many definitions. The most of them saying that actionless action or non-action or non-deliverable action or doing nothing. It is very confusing sometimes that definitions are, because people can think, what is that actionless action? What is doing nothing? Because we all do every moment. If we are not asleep, we do something. So these definitions are a little bit confusing if you see it in a surface level. But I will start in like this. Just think about water. The water is everywhere you can see, and it is very beneficial for us and beneficial for the world. The water, it behaves according to the environment. When it is in a stream, its flow from higher position to the lower effortlessly. Its flow just you can relax looking at that. When the water is in a container or a cup or a glass, it stands still, taking that glass or whatever the container shape. When it is in a cold environment, it is like not flowing. It is not behave like a liquid, but it is behave like a solid. And if we boil water, it evaporate and make vapor. So the water, wherever it is in, it takes the environment and flawlessly, effortlessly change its nature. So Wu Wei is like that. It do something, the water is falling from highest to the lowest when it is in a stream or the river. And when it is boiling, it's vaporing, produce vapor. It's doing something, but effortlessly. Likewise, another example I can get a plant. Just imagine, plant has its own way of developing its lifestyle. It has different plant has different lifetime. And there were several stages of life. The seed first, and then seedlings, and then little plant, and then a grown plant, and then plant with flowers, and then the fruit. Then it will die. So it has different phase of life and different schedule of life. But can we change that lifestyle by force? We can't. It has its own lifestyle. And the only thing a farmer, just imagine a farmer is there, and farmer has a variety of crops. And only thing farmer can do is give a suitable environment for that crops to grow. It grows naturally, effortlessly it grows. So only the farmer can do, give some fertilizer, necessary amount, the suitable amount, not too much, not too less, and suitable water level. If it is too much, it will die, and if it is too less, it will die, So whatever this environment is, environmental condition is, we provide, that crop grows. If we do not provide, it will anyway grow. Otherwise, if it is a drought or so, it will die. But otherwise, it will grow effortlessly. There is no effort. So what is happening? How can we take this phenomena into our life? That is the most important thing. Why we talk about this way? How it is, how we can take into our lives? Can we do nothing, or can we do something effortlessly? That is the most important thing we need to ask, because most of the time, for example, we think about, if we are thinking of life insurance, taking a life insurance, we need to have a life insurance, we will take it, life insurance, we always planning to have life insurance, or the content insurance, so whatever it is, insurance. Why is that? Because we are always thinking of uncertainty about the future. So we do something thinking about the future. We think about the future before it comes. So sometimes our thinking will not happen. Sometimes it will happen, but most of the time it will not happen. So what we are doing is wasting our time and the energy. We don't think so though. Most of the time we don't feel it, or we don't think, and only thing we know, we are restless. We are stressful because we are doing something without any reason. We have imagination, we have we have experience, we have knowledge, and we are intelligent humans. So full of, we are full of everything. We have past experience, we have knowledge, we are very educated, we have a lot of assumptions. All these are mostly combined with our ego. Myself, I am, my family. We are, we have so many things to think about. With assumptions, especially assumptions. Those assumptions are not always going to happen. And most of the time it is not happening. So we are taking our time to analyze those assumptions and seeking some solutions, some answers for those assumptions and the imaginary questions. If we think about our lives, how we pass hour, just think about 1 hour, how we think about those, about our lives. Within an hour, 60 minutes. So in 1 minute, 60 seconds, each and every seconds, we have that uncertainty in our mind. So we do something. We think. There are so many assumptions. Accordingly, we think. A chain of thoughts are coming. Useless thoughts maybe useful thoughts. I'm not saying we should not plan. We should plan, but without worrying. That is the Wu Wei system. We need to plan. We need to plan how we going to stay today, or what we are going to do tomorrow at work, or there's a work plan. Accordingly, we have to do some works. I'm not saying about those works, or not to plan or something like that. We plan without effort. Without stress. If you are stressful, the life is like not living. So without that stress, how we plan? Without that stress, how we expend that life? How we expend this minute? So what we can do about this? This is the important thing. So what we are going to say this moment, we are in a mindfulness practice program. So if we can practice mindfulness simply like maybe 15 minutes a day in the beginning, or maybe 30 minutes a day, and then gradually increase it. Every day we are doing. If we do that, so we have some sort of control. There's a wrong word actually, control, but you are mindful means you know what you are doing. When you are planning, you know I am planning. There's not stress there, because you do things with the understanding and the knowing. Knowing is there, awareness is there. So that means stress is not there, because if you are aware. Now I am a planner. I'm going to plan the next day or the next meeting or whatever it is. I know that I am now planning. I'm not daydreaming or thinking something about the uncertainty or something like that. So that knowing is there, the awareness is there. That means you are doing anything or something effortlessly. For example, if we are doing mindful walking, So we ask, just stand in one corner and walk mindfully. How you walk mindfully? You know you are walking. How do you know? Because your body is moving, and accordingly you aware how your body move from one left foot to the right foot. When your weight is swinging or swaying, or otherwise you feel the surface, the roughness or the coldness or the whatever it is, the feeling is there, and you are aware, and you are aware about the bodily feelings, and sometimes you are aware of the emotional feelings. In that sense, in that during that period, you are aware about what you are doing. So practicing this again and again, you become it become a habit of doing mindfulness. That mindfulness practice, the everyday, if you do every day, or if it become a habit, that means you are aware of yourself. I am aware of myself. So when I am daydreaming, or when I am planning, I know I'm now planning. So I don't need to stress about it. So planning will work or will not work. It doesn't matter. It is not a daydreaming. The planning is different from daydreaming. Because when there's a planning is happening, you know it will happen or it will not happen. But daydreaming is completely different. Because daydreaming, you are living in there. You are living in the dream, thinking it will happen. If it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. Good or bad, the stress is there. So, if we can plan effortlessly, or if we can live effortlessly, even for a few minutes per day, that is worth. Because at that even that little period, you are stressless. You are like water. This is what a most difficult one. If you have done yoga, so after all session, the yoga teacher will ask you to lie down without doing anything. So if you had done, you might know what I am saying. So it is the hardest thing, without doing anything, just lying down. It is the hardest thing, because all the time, we want to do something. If we can't do, and if we are not going to do, or if we are not doing anything using our body, we are thinking something will happen, or thinking about the past has happened. All those thinking is against the nature. Mostly against the nature, because nature, we don't know what will happen. Can we say, anyone can say about what will happen tomorrow morning, or next minute, or next second? We can't. If we can, it's a miracle maybe, but we can't. But what we are doing most of the time, there is things we can't imagine, or there's thing we can't change, but we are trying to. We always trying to do something. But if I say like this, the beginner of this practice, when they walk mindfully or when they sit mindfully, they're supposed to observe their walk or the mindful sitting. How your body sit nicely, and how you feel your breath, or how you feel your bodily movements while you are walking. And these are the things you need to focus on. You need to observe. These are the things you need to observe. But can we do that in the beginning? It is very difficult, because all the time your mind goes around. If you are in a walking, mindfulness walking, if you see something around you, for example, if a butterfly is flying in front of you, your mind always goes with that butterfly, not with your body while you are walking. You need to be watching your bodily movements. You need to observe what is happening in your body. But what is happening is goes with the butterfly and make a story. Make a story with butterfly, but ultimately butterfly is not there. There's a story, and that story may be making a stress or restless time. Instead, if we can walk and you will see butterfly there, but if you can understand that this is my time not to watch the butterfly, but to watch my bodily movements. If someone is remember that, if someone can remember it, then you can take your mindfulness back to your body. But it isn't, if you are not a good practitioner, if you are not practicing it daily, it will not happen. If it is need to happen, you need to practice daily. And in an advanced practitioner, I talk about the beginner. In a advanced practitioner, or someone is practicing more and more and more, then they have some experience. when they can observe their bodily movements while they are walking, or they can sit and be mindful nicely, then still the mind says, okay, this is so boring, you need to stop. It's a boring thing. Or if you have any experience, you make up a story about that experience. If someone can see something, or if someone can feel something while you are doing meditation or while you are doing being mindful, so your mind will get engaged with that and make a story. It doesn't let you to go smoothly or go flawlessly. That most of the time it engage with the ego. Because of the ego, because ego is something, it is given a position or profession or name or something like that. So always ego is there related with something. You can imagine. Sometimes it is maybe related to your profession. Sometimes it may be related to your position. Or it may be related to your name or your family background. Something is related with the ego that keep you avoiding that effortless life. Just imagine you want to sit nicely and be mindful, but most of the thoughts come during that period, even during that period, are related to one of these I mentioned topics. Either with that, according to your profession or possession or your name or your family background or something like that. So all those are related to your ego. If you can forget that ego for a time period, yes, I am there, but I am going to observe the bodily movements or this body. Not me, not I am, not anything else, not naming. So if you can stay like that, if you can withdraw your mind from your being or I am or we are, there's naming. So if you can withdraw that your mind from that naming or from that ego, just leave that ego there, thinking there is a mind and the body. I am observing, or my mind is now engaged with the body, only the bodily movement. If we can do that for a little period, 15 minutes, 1 hour, whatever the time, during that time, there's no me or there's no I am. So that means you are very restless or stressless. Can you imagine? But the things happen totally different way. But we can take our lives in that path. It is not difficult. It is very, I'm not saying easy, but it is not difficult also. If we practice frequently, deliberately, then that effortless path or frictionless path or least friction path we can find. Actually, we can go on that path without frictions. So what we need to do, practice daily. Practice at least, sometimes we can't find time maybe because of the busy lifestyle or whatever it is. Sometimes we can't find time. But my idea is, if you can, for example, if you used to practice mindfulness daily at 8 o'clock in the morning. But today I can't do that. But don't give up. At least 5 minutes. Just sit. That make your mind to have that habit. And if you can't sit in that place, in that time, or maybe you are driving, or maybe you are sitting in a bus, or so whatever it is, maybe you can't sit, or maybe you can practice. But still, just 5 minutes, wherever you are, remind your mind, okay, this is my morning mindfulness practicing time. So I will going to do while if you are driving, you can be mindful, a very good mindful driver. Or if you are sitting in a bus, you can sit and you can do mindfulness practice while you are sitting, or if you are standing in the bus, still you can do. Or if you are walking somewhere in the street, still you can do. So just not to forget that the 8 o'clock is my mindfulness practicing time. That leads you to have that pattern or habit. This mindfulness is a habit in your life. Because that mindfulness is the only time, mindful time is the only time you can have fictionless action or non-deliberate action or non-action or whatever you say, actionless action. During that time, you can see you are spending actionless action. You are sitting, you are walking, or you are standing, or you are maybe cooking, whatever it is. If you can be mindful, that is the actionless action you can do, and that is the only time you can have stressless time. So I don't know whether I am confused, you guys. So I hope you understand what I try to say, and hopefully you will get those ideas into your lifestyle, and practice more and more, and make it mindfulness as a habit, and then you will enjoy the effortless or actionless action, and enjoy the life you had already you have. So mindful time. Namanta, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, and much missed to Venerable Manu. Yes, it was very clear, non-deliberate moving forward without intent on action, direct intent on action will reduce a lot of stress and pressure on us when we proceed that way. So thank you very much, Merit, and we can allow any questions on the talk after the Q&A for today. Next up, we have the question and answer session. So I would like to invite Lushani to commence with the introduction and then move on with the questions, reports, and verbal questions. Thank you, Lushani.
Thank you, Namanta. Thank you, Venerable, for that wonderful talk. I think we all have a planning, restless mind, so that was very useful. So on that note, like Venerable mentioned, developing a daily practice is very useful for all of us. So with that on, let me just share my screen. I hope you can see the screen now. And as Venerable Namanta, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see the screen. Yes.
Okay. So as Venerable mentioned, it's important to develop a daily practice. Now, if you want more details about mindful walking and mindful sitting practice, there are these two links. I think Namanta will share all of this information on the chat as well. So as she mentioned, try to develop a daily practice. Start with about 5, 10, 15 minutes a day on each practice, walking and sitting. And then when possible, keep increasing it so that it becomes an hour each. So a total of 2 hours each day if possible. When you do this, start to also write down your experiences in a reflection report and then send it to us. You can send it in 2 ways. There's a Google form you can fill, or you can also email it to beginnersnv@gmail.com. And what we will do is we will then read the reports of the Saturday session, and then you will be getting further instructions from Venerables who will be conducting the session. So just to note what you experience when you're walking or when you're doing the sitting practice. Examples like the pressure points, incoming, outgoing breath, what you're feeling, thoughts, etc. Just note down everything in that report, and then you can get further instructions from the members. Continue this mindfulness practice according to the advice given. And also just a quick note to say that the recordings are all there at the Nissarana website. Again, the link is on this screen, and Namanta will share all of that on the chat. So with that said, I will stop sharing, and the Avasai Venerable. So today we have one report to be read. Let me just get that report up on the screen, and I will read it now. Mindfulness during the day. Although there has been less than average formal sitting and walking practice last week, the opportunities for mindfulness in daily life were taken. When people at work disagreed with suggestions, mind was able to allow things be. Another time, just when starting on a planned task, a family member asked help with something else. Annoyance noted for a fraction of a second in the mind, but it fell away while noting that own task can be attended to after helping the family member. When there was a lot of background noise while sitting with a cup of tea during a break, shows to note the silent moments between the noise, which was easier to recognize after a while. The more mindful moments are taken, there is more calm and peaceful feelings regardless of external circumstances. By the end of the week, colleagues at work had agreed to try the original suggestions, which reminded me of Bhante's example of Wu Wei, or the effortless action. By letting things be, the solution emerged with us using up a lot of energy. Underlying calmness in the mind was not disturbed during the disagreement or when they later chose to try the suggestions. Dear Bhante, look forward to your valuable feedback. Much merit to you and all the organizers. End of the report.
Yes, then according to the report that trying to be mindful and observe that effortless time, that's a very good initiative. So everybody can experience that actually. If you are taking effort to have time, then you can observe those time actually. Most of the time we think that while having a cup of tea, sitting in a corner quietly, that's a very good time to observe this, the effortless time. One thing I forgot to tell in my talk about Sonali's activity. That activity also, if you look at and if you did it with Sonali, you will realize that the effortless lines, she draw first effortless lines. That effortless lines made that beautiful picture. So if someone see that picture only without looking at how she did, someone can think it is a so complicated drawing or how she did it. Especially with mandala, that feeling will come always. When we see mandala or when we see activity like this, the final outcome is so wonderful. People can say like, oh, wonderful, how much effort that person put into that work. But as Sonali said, and myself I know, and this is effortless work. You didn't use any ruler or anything to make that drawing, make that lines. That lines came effortlessly, and that whatever the shapes came effortlessly. And then first maybe you need to put effort to realize what is the pattern or whatever you are going to do. But ultimately it comes effortless. So it is good activity, Sonali. Thank you for that. And about this report, the person who was doing this, observing those effortless time is very valuable actually. Everybody can do this. Most of the time we have that effortless time in our life, day-to-day life, living. Have a cup of tea and we do nothing and we sitting somewhere and just wandering or just effortless thoughts are coming. There's no planning and there's no daydreaming or just thoughts coming, and there's no any connections between those thoughts. There are some times like that. So if you can observe those times, you will realize how our life full of effortless time are in there. So life has those effortless time, but we can't observe them because we are so busy with some other things. Those time periods or 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes or 1 minute, it just goes without knowing. Actually, those time, the effortless time, just observing or just aimless time is the best time in the life, in the day. Just observe it. Then you will realize that planning or daydreaming or whatever you are frustrated about the past, and those times are very stressful. I used to say I have a group of people in New Zealand. So actually, it's not my group, Hamilton Temple group. So sometimes I go there in Zoom, talking with them, and I ask them to just observe those times. When you woke up in the morning, early in the morning, have a habit to take 5 minutes just to observe your thoughts. So if you take it as a habit, you will realize the thoughts, the whole day running. The beginning is the morning thoughts. When you observe that 5 minutes, you will realize how negative thoughts are attacking you and how those thoughts run all day, supporting to run whole day. So if you have, during that 5 minutes, if you can quote the negative thoughts and observe mindfully and let it go, and that time, it will not come rest of the day. If you can't do that, usually we don't. Usually we let any thought to come and any thoughts to run in our mind and any thoughts to ruin our mind. But if we can put that effort to observe them, mindfully observe that thought in first 5 minutes. You just woke up and first 5 minutes observe your thoughts. If there's any negative thoughts, please let it go. Don't nourish it. Instead, maybe you can use another thought replacing that. For example, if you remember what has happened yesterday or last night, an unpleasant thing or negative thing, just replace it at that time. Just replace it with a good thing. So if you make it as a habit, then it will automatically come. If there is a negative thought, then you can replace it with the positive one. That will affect to whole day. I mean, good day, to run a good day. Just experience it. The report also, I must say, just observe it and try to do that, and you will realize that how much it can change your life. Because early morning thoughts are very useful, and if everybody can observe that, like the other reporter, the Wu-Wei time and more Wu-Wei time induced to your life. Have good Wu-Wei time with your family, maybe with alone, maybe with your friends. How can you improve your life with Wu-Wei energy? Just manipulate your life. Try. I don't know whether the report can get the answer or advice, but common advice I gave actually. So to have Wu-Wei time, or to introduce the Wu-Wei concept into your life, I think that may be a good way of doing it. Whenever you can, just observe your mind. Early in the morning is the best time, but anytime, just observe your mind, and if there is any negative thoughts, just replace it with the positive one. And I'm not saying if there's a harsh thoughts coming through and continuously coming, maybe you can't replace with the positive one, then there may be some other solutions for that. But early in the morning, if you can observe your thoughts and replace with the positive one, definitely you will enjoy your whole day with maybe a smile or having a good time. You will report, I had more good time because of that. I'm just asking, try it. Everybody can try it, and maybe you can report again if you try it and if there's any positive improvements.
Thank you, Venerable. That was very valuable. So I think on that note, it will be nice if anyone has any questions to ask Venerable. Any questions on either your experiences or any questions on her talk or any instructions. You can raise your Zoom hand and then you can sort of take turns. Hiranti, I can see you have raised your hand, so please go ahead, unmute yourself. You can ask your question.
Thank you very much, Venerable. I'm a bit confused with this Wu-Wei methodology. Can I kindly ask you, if somebody is continuously requesting things, how do you tackle a situation like that? What I mean is, if somebody is always asking questions and things, so I'm a bit confused. Do you talk to that person and try to make him understand or her, or just ignore? Did I make it clear to you?
Can I ask what kind of question you are talking about? About the life or about the practice, or what kind of questions
No,
are you
it's not about the practice. They are not practitioners, actually. They are just asking the same question or about somebody else, because you try to take your life in a certain manner, being mindful and doing the tasks, the daily tasks, and carrying on for helping others or whatever you are normally doing. But then if somebody is asking or trying, because there are people in your life who are not practitioners, so they do not are mindful. They don't go according to mindfulness, if you see. So how would you tackle a situation like that? Did I make it clear to you?
Yes, I understand. Yeah. The first thing I need to tell about even mindfulness practice, first we need to be a good practitioner. Otherwise you can't tackle other people. Because without having that practice and a good practitioner can, if I said, if you can look at things through a net. Like, the net is like this. So net is there. You can see things through the net. So the thoughts comes like a net. So other people talking comes like a net. Still, if you are a good practitioner, if you practice well for a long time, then you can see the other people through that net. So it's still, inside, you are calm. Otherwise, you can't handle or you can't tackle other people. Because then there's a conflict. Then there's a conflict because you can't handle it. You can't handle yourself, first of all. Can you understand what I am saying, Hiranti?
Yes, I do. Yeah, because you are not at ease, isn't it? You are not calm. Because if you are...
Yeah. So you need to calm yourself first. Otherwise, that's why I said in the first 5 minutes early in the morning, if you look at your thoughts, and then you will realize what kind of day I am going to spend. Then you can manipulate in a good way. So if you practice it again and again, in the daytime also, maybe 5 minutes you can take and be mindful about thoughts or feelings. And doing that, you have that ability or the skill to see things through a net. Still, you can see inside you have like a burning sensation, or anger is coming up, but still you can see it before you show it to other people. You can feel it. The anger is coming, or the sadness is coming, or that person is asking question, and that
irritates you.
Irritable feelings are coming.
Yes. Yeah.
So then, through that, you need to handle the other person. You need to have that skill. So if you need to have that skill, you need to practice more. Gradually, you will get that skill. Until then, don't go to handle the other people.
Yeah. So first thing in the morning, you plan your day, you give 5 minutes and think.
I'm not going to say planning. You are not going. Yeah. I'm not saying planning. You just observe, just flawless, effortless observation only. You are not planning.
Okay.
Just effortlessly observe your mind, observe the thoughts, observe your feeling.
Yeah, okay.
No planning at all.
Yeah.
Then you can realize that observation will make you to realize what kind of day I am going to have. Because if it is a sad day, you are all thought that during that 5 minutes, all the thoughts related to the sadness or related to anger or related to happiness. So if you let it to, branch it or make grow up to a tree, then the whole day will like that. With that sadness feeling or that anger feeling or the happiness or whatever it is, it will take all over the day. So what I'm saying, just observe it. Observation maybe help you to replace that sadness or the anger or whatever that feeling, the negative feeling, with the positive one.
Because you are aware of. You are aware.
You need to awareness. Yes, awareness should be there. Not planning.
Okay.
The awareness.
No, you are aware. What is coming, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. You're waiting for these moments to come. And then you are all ready for it. Is that right?
Yeah, you if you can observe, it will take, first day you will not able to do that. Try it. Yeah. And the second day try it, third day try it. When you try, you will be able to do that without any putting any feelings in there. Effort. Just observer. Just being an observer. So you will be able to do that when you practice. Maybe it will take 2-3 days or maybe 1 week or so. If you are skillful, it will take very less time. So if you can observe that, then it will plan your day. I'm not saying, okay, what you are going to do in the next hour or what you are going to do in the morning. I'm not saying that, but your feelings will help you to plan. So if you can carry on in middle of the day, 5 minutes, looking at your thoughts and observe your thoughts and how I feel now. And maybe you can replace again with positive thoughts.
Can I kindly verify this, please, Venerable? Is it like you are now in the morning, you are getting ready for these actions coming to you? So therefore, you are waiting to, not to react, but not to let yourself agitate. You are waiting to be calm and peaceful, but to tackle it in such a manner that it will not disturb you nor the other person. Is that right?
Sorry, I will say again. In the morning, when you wake up, if you observe your feelings or the thoughts, I will tell again, it will not easily come in the beginning. So you have to put effort to observe this without any actions, any reactions.
Yes. Yeah.
Just to observe. Yeah. And then if there is any negative thoughts or negative feelings, like early in the morning when I wake up, okay, yesterday this is what happened. Okay, that person has blamed me without any reason. So it came to mind within that 5 minutes. So then you can replace, okay, it doesn't matter, that person is a good person. He has this kind of qualities. So I don't need to take it as serious thing. I will just forget. Otherwise, if you do not forget it early in the morning, it will carry on all day.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I am saying. So if you can observe it without reaction, if you can replace it with the positive thing, then it will help you to have a good day. That's what I am saying.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you now. Yes, yeah. Rather
So
than dwelling on those past thoughts, just carry on, enjoy the present moment, but not blaming or anything, not expecting anything, but trying to forget it so that it's another fresh day and you are all ready for good action, like you see. I mean, you are fresh.
Yeah,
you're fresh. And it's
rather than trying to forget, just to let go it. I mean, accept it.
Yeah.
Accept it and let go with the positive thing, because every person has good things to remember.
Yes.
Even the worst person has some good thing.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, yeah. To bring the good things. Yeah, like the Vitakka Santana Sutra.
Kind of. Yes.
Yeah. It says replace bad thoughts with good thoughts.
Good one. Yes. But here I am saying that you just think we are practitioners. We are mindful practitioners. So if you can see anybody, maybe he is an enemy, a strong enemy, or what, he has done a lot of bad things to me, but still that person has something good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, correct. Yeah.
So my understanding and my experience is that if I
exactly, you're right.
So if you can try to find it early in the morning and see everybody's good thing.
Yeah, that's good, because if not, it will dwell in your mind the whole day. It carries on, and then the next day, and the next day, and like that. Yeah, thank you, Venerable Niruan Saranai.
Thank you, Niruan Saranai.
Thank you, Hiranti, for that valuable question, and thank you, Venerable, for your guidance. That was very useful. Anyone else? Do you have any questions for Venerable? Please raise your hand. I will give a few seconds. It appears everyone is very happy now, Venerable. No questions to ask. So with that, I have a quick announcement to make. As you or some of you may already know, Most Venerable Dhamma Thero will be visiting the United Kingdom very soon. So I just have a couple of days for you to note. He will be conducting a 6-day retreat from the 25th of June to 1st of July. Now the retreat is full, but I thought I'll just mention it. And then on the 1st of July, if you are not on the retreat and would like to see him and participate in some sort of Dhamma talks or retreats, there is good news. He will be conducting a talk at the London Buddhist Vihara on the 1st of July from 3 to 7 o'clock. And then he will be also conducting a day retreat at the Thames Buddhist Vihara on the 2nd of July, which is a Sunday, from 9 to 4:30 p.m. So there's lots of opportunity for you to come and see Venerable Dhamma Thero, as well as listen to his Dhamma talks or do a day retreat with him. So I hope you do take this opportunity to participate in these valuable Dhamma days. With that, thank you, Venerable, for being here with us today on this Poya Day and taking the time to give us the Dhamma. Much merit to you. And with that, I will hand over back to Namanta.
Right. Thank you very much, Lushani, for conducting the question and answer session, and also for the announcement of Venerable Mahathero's visit to UK, and also much merits to Venerable Manu for conducting providing us with the insights here on this session. Now I think we will move close to wrapping up the session for today. I would like to share merits with Venerable Manu for raising the hand and confirming that you will be able to attend today's session in absence of Venerable Bante's presence in this session. So much merits to you, and we hope these merits will accumulate and have a positive impact on Venerable Manu's own mindfulness practice. Furthermore, I would like to mention with much respect Most Venerable Bhante Udairagam Dhamma Thero, who requested this program to be, and we pass on merits to him. And also we pass merits on to our usual presenter for this session, Venerable Bhante Homagam Dhamma Kusala Thero, who usually arrives in this session to impart valued wisdom. And also I would like to thank and share merits with all the organizers in this program who work hard to maintain the program with qualitative, high quality content, and also keep supporting the program and its development process. I would also like to thank all of you who joined through the Zoom and also through the Facebook live stream. And you provide us with the base and the justification for us to keep maintaining this program the way it is. So with that, I would like to wish you a mindful week ahead, and also would like to wish that you will be capable of implementing these practices in your daily life. We practiced in session mindfulness practice with using an art drawing format, and then the Q&A and the talk. So you learned many things. I hope you remember most of these and are able to apply. So the session will continue next Saturday at the same time, and I hope that you will all be able to join and gain more wisdom in that session as well. So I will end the Zoom session now. I would like to wish you a happy and mindful week ahead. See you next week. Thank you.